Hey y'all, it's Keylonda. I'm going to show you how I make my jumbo bows. First, you'll need a hot glue gun. I like to keep mine on low. A pair of scissors, a lighter. I like to use this kind because I'll make sure I don't burn my hand. Then you'll need some alligator clips. They look like this. Some embroidery needles. And some embroidery thread. Okay. I'll show you how to make the tie for the center of the bow in the video, and of course you'll need some ribbon. I'm just using my little reference piece, and so I cut my ribbon to about 35 inches, and then you have to use your lighter and burn the edges. This ribbon is 2.25 inches in width, so it makes a really nice full bow. Okay, and because it's so wide, I just cut the ribbon in half, like down the middle. And this piece can be about 6 inches, so that way it'll be easier to fold. I actually cut that piece a little bit too short. And once you cut it in half, you'll use your lighter, or if you have like the ribbon sealer, fancy stuff, you can use that to just make sure that it doesn't fray. Okay, so that's what we're doing, making it all smooth. All right. And also, you go ahead and thread your ribbon, like double it and knot it on the ends, okay? And this is how you make the tie. You fold it in half again, get a nice line on it. And then I use hot glue all the way down, giving a little extra on the ends, okay? And then just press it all together. And as the glue cools, it'll hold it together fairly nicely. Okay, let's get into the bow. So you want to make sure you don't have any frays on your ribbon. If you see any stray pieces sticking out, go ahead and use your lighter and seal that up, or your fancy ribbon sealer, or whatever it's called. I just use my lighter. And then you make sure the ends are even. And you're going to fold this piece in half. Make sure you've got a good crease on that because you're going to be using it. Then you take one end and you wrap it around itself and basically use that fold as a mark to put the center of the ribbon. I hope that's making sense. And you kind of make like a figure 8, okay, with your loops. And then you're going to take your upper loop, fold it inward, and you want to make sure you've got 2 even loops on each side for the top. And then I rotate it so that I can use my right hand to make the loop fold at the bottom as well. Okay, so you can start to see your bow kind of forming there. Then you're going to make this trifold. Now this takes a little bit of practice. I've had plenty, so that's why I go so fast, okay? But you basically want like a roll in the middle and then 2 flaps on either side of that. Then you're going to grab your needle, which is why it should already be threaded, and you're going to go through the entire center. Now, I've seen plenty of techniques on how to make bows, but I've got proof that these last if you sew it through the middle instead of just using hot glue. So I wrap it around one time, or if your string's long, you can do twice, and then I go straight through that center fold and and I tie that knot, okay? And remember, this thread is embroidery thread, so it's a little bit thicker to hold that ribbon, okay? And you see your bows nicely formed. You can, make any little minor adjustments to make sure it's got a nice shape, and then go on and make a hot glue line across that center little fold in the middle. And then you're going to take your alligator clip, and I like to use the side that's kind of raised up against the hot glue, and you hold it there so that it cools off, and then as it cools you can press it into place. And I just make sure to place my finger there so that the clip doesn't get glued to itself, okay? And my hands are like Teflon. I can touch hot glue pretty much but just make sure it's cool enough for you to touch. And then we're going to take the remainder of that embroidery thread, wrap around again, and just make sure it's not doing anything to sabotage the shape of your bow that you've worked hard on. You can wrap it, a couple times, and then we're going to go through the ribbon and under the thread, and then make another knot, okay? And sometimes it can get tangled up, but the good thing is that it's thicker than your usual thread, so you can easily get the little knot out like I'm getting ready to do right here. Pull it tight, and then I wrap it around and basically hide the thread by taking the needle through the ribbon and under the thread again. And then go ahead and grab your scissors and trim off any excess thread, and of course the one that has the needle hanging from it. So I'm just gonna trim off that little part there that's left over from the knot that was at the very end of our thread. And then I shape my bow back, make sure it's looking cute. Then you're going to add a small dot of glue to the center of the bow right over the thread, and that's where you're going to add your tie. That's why I said make sure that's already prepped before you get started so you can kind of flow through easily. And then on the back you're going to add a line of glue, and I like to take it across the end like that and then down the ribbon a little. I'm not stingy with my glue, and I think it makes all the difference. And then you fold them in just very carefully. Remember I told you if you're not used to handling hot glue, wait till it cools to where you can touch it. And then I make sure that I press that flap down a little bit. And that's our bow, okay? So as you can see, it looks nice and sturdy. And I know because you can wash these in the washing machine, all of that using this technique. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. And please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks y'all. Bye sugars.